All right. Happy Monday. Great to see everyone. It's very exciting today because we have a very special guest, actually two special guests. And we have Brian Williamson, who is the Chief Leadership Development Officer. And then we also have Lucas, who is the Senior Director of Business Intelligence, and two amazing corporate staffs to be here to support us. We're just so grateful. So yeah, let's get started. Um, when it comes to your leadership team, I highly recommend you to connect with your team leader, key leader, and agency owners so you have multiple people who are supporting your business. And this business, when you do it together, it's a lot easier, right? So in the team leaders, we have Ashton Hart, Tanner Redding, Gloria Mendoza, Rose Vincent, Veronica Sanchez. Key leaders, we have Kat Cusick, Jessica Jackson, Annabelle Hazelton, Nora Fermento, Jason Powers. And agency owners, we have Frank Brennes, Bo Hirschfield, Stefan Brennes, Sean and Amanda Kim, Landry Peterson, Jericho and Gina De Rosario, and Drake Stratton. Transamerica just announced this really cool cash incentive for their instant decision IUL and final expense. And let me tell you, I'm going to share at the end of this call how incredible Transamerica net place ratio has been. We submit business and it's been issued. So we're going to start using more of their products. And let's look at some of the details of the incentive. The top 20 overall cash bonus, first place is gonna have $3,000 and all the way down to $500. And then we have a weekly cash bonus, $250 to four agents every week. And there's also weekly swag giveaway, like Transamerica swag. That's really cool. You might get a hat, bag. So we've been writing a lot of business. They're rising to the top three carriers of Kim Master Agency. So might as well win these amazing gifts. So let's go for it. And then business development session. Frank, would you like to go over this real quick?
Yeah, so tomorrow, guys, kind of good news and bad news. It's my birthday. That's a good news. But
Happy
I'm gonna
birthday.
step out. My wife has a spa day for me. I've never done those.
Wow, it's
They got,
awesome.
hey, Sean, they got like a Korean spa here where they scrub you down and
Yeah.
they do that whole thing, and I've never experienced that. Who's experienced a Korean spa?
I have.
Yeah.
So,
No, but I want
Mama,
to know what that is.
yeah, well, Mama's like, hey, babe, we're gonna go do this. I said, well, what is this? She said,
Nice.
well, it's a Korean spa, and they like scrub. I mean, they just you
They
come
like
out.
rub all the dead skin
Yeah.
There
into
you go. There, go
Yeah.
ahead, Amanda.
Hey,
So, guys,
Frank, you're gonna come out brand new,
like a baby.
like a baby, newborn
I,
baby.
I might come out with a black beard instead of gray, so we'll
There
see.
you go.
So, guys, next week. So, I apologize. Sorry, it's my birthday, 53. And anyways,
Wow.
thank you guys.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Frank.
Happy birthday,
Happy
man.
birthday.
And this one, what
And
about
it's
this one, Frank?
we're doing it, man. It's
Okay.
today, we're doing
Okay.
it. So I couldn't get out of tomorrow. Wife's
Hmm.
like, no. She's like, no. I'm like, okay. Hey, Korean spa it is.
Yeah, okay. So weekly orientation is happening. So new agents, we recommend you to join so you can learn how to really jumpstart this business. And yeah, let's talk about the Friday reset and reflect. And I've been getting some really good feedbacks about this.
Yeah, so this is a space where we can be open and honest. We all know that this business can be tough sometimes, so we talk about it, we share what's on our heart, we pray. Kanye goes over some scripture with us. It's every Friday, it's a quick call, and these are the times that are available.
Yeah, and life can be tough, business can be tough, and we would like to pray for you. And we're doing this together. So if you want to connect, kind of reset, reflect, join us on Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific or 3 p.m. Eastern. All right. And Landry, would you be able to go over the different calls on the Mac room?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Top producer call. It's one of the best calls of the week. I'm on every week myself taking notes. There's a different national top or elite producer that is hosting, and it's so good. So I try to even send out recordings for those of my agents that have missed it, but try to be on that, make that a big priority.
Awesome.
And then, yeah, be a better builder. Sarah is great. Even if you're not building, I think this is a great call, just mindset leadership call. Um, and yeah, that's Thursdays, 7 a.m. Pacific. So, and then yeah, the getting unstuck call. Me and Drake talk about this after it's over every week, how good it is. I think this is the best call of the week. You just learn so much, and you see people that are going through different phases of being stuck, and they really lay it out. How to overcome that. The biggest thing I've learned is just they go back to like it's just a numbers game, and let's look at your activity and see what you're doing. And we've seen some huge leaps of agents on there, and I'm always just taking notes for myself, but also to coach other agents. If I had to pick one call a week besides this call we're on right now, this would be it for me personally. So,
Awesome. All right. Yeah, thanks, Landry. And Drake, you helped us create this Kim Master Agency weekly call calendar. And could you talk about this real quick?
Yeah, this is just pretty much a more simple version that we can all have on our phones or our desktops. It'll also be on Engage Line where we have all of the calls just on one calendar. It can be a lot of calls and there can be, too much training before taking action. And so definitely would recommend to talk to your agency owner, see which calls to prioritize, or if you have a calendar for your agency that already prioritizes different calls. And then just a constant reminder of what successful agents do. They buy leads weekly, they're active in the dial room, attend weekly trainings, as well as going to conference. Cannot express that enough on the conference one. Everyone start getting ready for Engage, get that on your mind, start planning that out. And then full-time agents, just a good standard of 12 to 15 appointments a week at least, as well as part-time agents, 6 to 8 appointments weekly on a minimum to see that growth and get up and going.
Yeah, yeah, thanks, Drake. And I think that you brought up a good point. We don't want to be spectators because if you just are on the call and you think like, oh, I accomplished something today, that's not it because that doesn't produce income for you. I want you to watch the calls, learn from it, take those tools and go apply in your business and put in the activity. That's how you win here. Yeah, and we don't want to be in the sidelines. We want to be the players on the field, right? So whether you are on the getting unstuck call or a call like this, master agency call, after you get that motivation and excitement and the things that you learn, go and use it. And you're going to see yourself very successful in this business.
And Landry made a good point to that too, just on the previous slide.
Yeah.
Just connecting with someone and reflecting what you can kind of take from that call or what each other
Mhm.
got from that call, and now how can you apply it to your business? And so constantly reflecting for yourself, but also with other people too. Maybe they got something different out of that call that you did. And so there's different ways that we can apply all this information and keep ramping up our businesses.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the 60 days challenge. I know that this has been so helpful for us.
Day 8.
Yeah, we're on day 8, and just keeping your body in the best way possible, keeping your mindset the best way possible. All these things are kind of interconnected with each other. And what we realize is when we put that 45-minute exercise, it just boosts your energy, mood, and focus, and it gives you that confidence to start the day, right? And then reading 10 pages of a book.
We've been reading
Um,
before we go to bed.
yeah, we've been reading before we go to bed, and it's been incredible. We're right now we're reading 10x is easier than 2x, and then you're reading which one?
Intentional living.
Yeah, intentional living, right? And then third one, drink 2 liters of water, stay hydrated, energized. And then number four is no alcohol or give up of ice. Maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's sweets, right? Whatever you know that is a vice, you can give up for the next 60 days and you're gonna see how your life changes. And number five, 3 gratitudes. I really love this because sometimes we take it for granted, the things that we usually just like, for example, I usually never get sick. We don't get sick. But for a week, we've been so sick in the bed with flu, and I was like, I just want to feel better. So my health, it could be my wife, it could be my children, it could be my business, it could be whatever that is, just being able to wake up every day. That's a blessing. So write that down in the morning and you'll feel, a lot more grateful for your life. And then number six, 3 daily business action items. What are you doing to create that consistent business habit? Maybe there was a client that you haven't followed up with. Maybe there's a person in your life that you were gonna share this opportunity, but you didn't. Just go ahead and write that down and make it happen that day. And once you accomplish that, you're gonna feel amazing.
Yeah.
So,
And also, it's not too late to join us. We are on day 8, but if you start today and you're on day 1, that's okay.
yeah.
Get in the group chat and let's do this together.
Yeah, and by the way, not only just the Kim Agency socks, special socks, but we're gonna order some really cool stuff, some swag gear. So look out for that. All right. Let's talk about some of the corporate overviews and in the different areas. We have the Symmetry Financial Arizona corporate overview. It's in Mesa, Arizona, and the date is Saturday, April 18th. Um, and what's amazing about this is that not only we're going to do the corporate overview, but right after that, we're going to talk about the amazing products that we offer that help clients to accumulate their wealth. So whether it's an annuity, infinite banking, IUL, you name it, and we're going to go over that. So if you're in that area, if you want to invite some people here, you're more than welcome to come and join us. And then Las Vegas Financial Freedom Workshop. Amanda's going to be the host. And if you have somebody that's in this area who wants to really get into this business or just maybe like a part-time income, this is the perfect opportunity for them to join and find out about Symmetry and the best opportunity in this business. This is April 25th, which is a Saturday at 3 p.m., and it's going to be hosted in our home office right here in Las Vegas. Let's talk about Engage conference. We're actually super fired up. Ignite was amazing, and Engage is even bigger than that. We're going to have probably 4 or 5,000 agents out there all together. We're going to celebrate together. We're going to learn together. And I always mention this. 9 years ago, if I didn't go to conference in North Carolina, I will not be here. And think about the ripple effect. Then what about all the agency owners that joined us because I joined Symmetry and that ripple effect and how we have hundreds of agents now. So show up, learn, and you're going to see your business change and go to the next level. This is the itinerary. So day 1, you're checking in. There's a Woman Plus event, incredible event. And then day 2, there's a general session, lunch with the founders for Owners Code, unlimited reward. So people who purchase the Owners Code, and then general session PM. And after the general session, there's a Kimmy's award ceremony in the evening. And we, break bread. We celebrate the top producers, top builders of Kim Master Agency, and it's going to be a great time. We're going to play some games, live music, photographers. So we'd love to see you there and celebrate you. And day 3, we have breakout sessions. Landry always talks about how amazing breakout sessions are. Imagine you are learning from the top of the top income earners of Symmetry, how to become a consistent producer, not only consistent, but how to become a top elite producer. We have agents making $50,000, $100,000 a month. Don't you want to learn from them, right? And what if you want to build a business? What if you want to become a builder? You can learn from the best of the best leaders who's going to show you how to build an organization. So please go ahead and sign up for this. And then let's talk about some of the lead credits that the corporate is doing right now. If you're using the Quility digital products like Banner Beyond Term, SBLI Easy Track, MMQSFP, UHL QSFC, Foresters Live Well Plus, and F&G Quantum, these are all instant decision products and Quility specific products. So if you sell these, you can get $50 worth of lead credit per digital product sold. The digital double down, Symmetry destination trips are one of the best. And the qualification period ends August 31st. Top 10 producers, top 5 agency owners, top 5 agency directors and up, top 5 base shops, and top 5 directs will be able to join this incredible trip, all paid for you and another guest. So utilize the Quility products more. And exclusive experiences. We talk about vacation. Who loves vacation? Do you know what type of vacation is the best vacation? It's a vacation somebody else pays for. And when a carrier pays for it, it's even better because that means you made a significant income with them, and this is just cherry on the top. And we have the opportunity to go to incredible places around the world. And why not, enjoy the best experience with the loved ones if you're going to do this business anyways. So there's Los Cabos, Mexico, Quebec City, Canada, Papagayo, Costa Rica, Bluffton, South Carolina, Reykjavik, Iceland. We'll love to see you there.
Hey, Sean, one thing that I
Yeah,
want to say too.
yeah.
What the guys do, like the just that are top producers, they
Mm-hmm.
focus in on maybe one or two carriers
Mm-hmm.
and they just go all in. Like if you see Marty Velour, he's always going to American Amicable trips, like he's
Mm-hmm.
always there. And
Yeah.
so I asked him, I said, "How do you do it?" He's like, "Frank, that's all we write." I said,
Mm-hmm.
"That's all we write." I said, "I coach my team to write that. I'm not saying to write American Amicable. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying like
Yeah.
it's very like by it's not by it's not by accident. It's 100%
Yes.
intentional, and
Intentional.
that's what they do. So,
For
anyways,
sure.
keep it up, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. And Transamerica, they have an incredible trip to Montage, Big Sky, Montana. You wanted to go to Montana? Yeah. So top 40 agents will be able to go. Minimum requirement is 125, I mean 100,000, but
Let's go.
estimated requirement is 125,000. And Transamerica, the issue rate is incredible right now. So if you're gonna
It's our
write
number
final
one writer.
expense, yeah,
It's our number one
yeah. So we're
in the
gonna
Brand
share the
Agency.
numbers at the end. So more people should be writing that. And Elite Training with Sean Kim. So this is every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. And then right after that, we do a case prep. So if you have a client and you want to talk about what product will be best for those clients, we help you with that. So join every Friday. And Darum Bingo. So I know that Drake, you actually hosted it because Jessica was busy. So Drake, do you want to talk about this real quick?
Yeah, no, this is a great opportunity on the weekend to start setting yourself up for a big week the following week. The last couple weekends I've been on, and just being able to write a policy or get some appointments set for the following week has really set me up to. It also sets me up in a more comfortable mind because if it's, Tuesday and I sold a policy on Saturday already, my weekly goal is a lot more comfortable to hit with those last 3 or 4 days of the week. But if it's Wednesday and I've barely set any appointments and haven't closed anything, I start, sweating a little bit. Like I better hit my
Mhm.
goals and I'm going to have to put in some overtime. So it's just a really good opportunity to set up your week and also connect with other agents. So this is a very participation focused type of group call, you could call it. So in order to get that participation, you will need to have your camera on, and it's also encouraged to unmute if you're on any calls. Get an opportunity to listen to others as well as get feedback on your own calls as well.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. And it's a $50 e-credit that you can win.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and do the spin the wheel real quick.
No, the Amazon gift card.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Oh yeah.
This one is Amazon gift card. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel. Let's shuffle. All right, let's see who is the winner. All right, Charles Malone. Man,
That's all
Charles,
right.
hey, I think that at this point, everything from Amazon is paid by with this one. He wins multiple times back to back. Congrats, Charles. All right. And then let's go ahead and continue with the newly onboarded agents of the week. So week 2 of April, look at this. Del Rosario Agency has 3 new recruits. We have Elizabeth Davis, direct to May Franklin, Troy Varanchodon, who's direct to Chai, Chung Charongwang. Oh, I'm trying to say it right. It's Thai names and this is quite hard. And Mercedes Watson, direct to Jamie Knight. And then Peterson Agency, we have Katie Rogers, direct to Landry Peterson. All welcome to the Master Agency. And this is my favorite slide. First time writers of the week. We have three. We have Paul William Just in the Stratton Agency, Emmanuel Ball in the Peterson Agency, and Stephen Zane Irick in the Get a Life Agency. So we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel for a $50 lead credit for new writers. So let's do that. What are the names of it? Okay, perfect. So we have Paul, and then Emmanuel, and Stephen. Perfect. All right, let's see who wins the $50 lead credit. All right. So it is Paul who is the winner. All right. So Paul, congratulations to you. We'll go ahead and get that deposited in your lead stream so you can purchase those leads. And top agents of the day. April 6th, we have Millie Stewart, Bo Hirschfield, Stefan Brennis, and number one was Veronica Sanchez with 53.49. And April 7th, we have Ryan Hilliard, Justin Diamond, Bo Hirschfield, and number one was key leader Kat Cusick with 28.42. April 8th, we have Paul Just. Oh, he's a new writer. And then Joseph Compton was a pretty new agent. Chris Trila, Thomas Prowse, and number one was Bo Hirschfield with 7,230. And April 9th, we have Chris Trila, Justin Diamond, Kat Cusick, Drake Stratton, and number one was Millie Stewart with 5,109. And I believe that was only one application. That's a great day. And then April 10th, we have Erin Callahan, Ryan Hilliard, Stephen Irick, and Chris Trila. And then Stefan Brennis leading from the front, 4109. And April 11th, this is the Weekend Warriors. We have Justin Diamond, Chris Trila, and number one was Lee Winters with 5,028. I've seen his name come up a lot. I think he's part of Cusick team. That's amazing. And then we have April 12th. This is a Sunday yesterday. We have Richard Rosaza. That's a cool name, 600. And then Joshua Bowlers, we have 647. So these were the Weekend Warriors, and we're going to do a Weekend Warrior spin the wheel for a chance to win a $50 lead credit. So let's see who wins. Right. So we have Lee Winters, then Chris, Joshua, and Richard. So
You put Joshua and Justin on the same.
oh, okay. You know that just writing business on the weekend, you get a chance to win a $50 lead credit. The weekend is one of the most productive days for you to reach out to your clients because they're more responsive. But let's see who wins. Wow. Lee Winners. Congratulations, Lee. We'll go ahead and get that $50 lead credit deposited in your lead stream. Congrats. All right. And let's go over the base shop numbers real quick. Peterson Agency, Landry.
Yeah, we have Brock Tinsley. He's been writing consistently every week with one app, 681. Emmanuel Ball, new agent, 1139. Anna Farnsworth, great to see her on the board. And myself, 1298.
Right. And the Kim Agency base shop, we had Veronica Sanchez, 5,349. And then Get a Life Agency, Mr. Stefan Brennis.
Yeah, so we got two writers. New writer Zane, he goes by Zane.
Okay.
3,110, 3,010, two apps, and then myself, 5,950. Two writers, 9,261.
Okay, that's great to know. Zane. Okay, great. And Drake Stratton Agency.
Yep. So we got new rider Paul William, just 2,300 with one app. Joseph Compton, newest season new rider, 2,800 with three apps.
Mm.
Justin Diamond, 3,000 with two apps. Thomas Prouse, one app, 3,100. And myself, four apps, 5,300 with 11 apps, five unique riders, and 16,785.
Awesome. And the Hirsch agency, do we have Bo? Uh, if we don't have Bo, we'll go over it real quick. The Hirsch agency, we have Thompson Walker with 672, Gretchen Trapp, 1174, Aaron Callahan, 1485, Chris Trela, 8158, Bo Hirschfield, 10,573, 11 apps, 5 unique writers, 22,000. And the Brennis agency,
All
Mr.
right, all right. All right, Sherry Fox, 548. Congratulations, Sherry, on the books. Charles Malone on the books, 813. Jessica Jackson, 900. Gali Bentivoglio, 1468. Jorge, the Honey Badger, 1890. And Mr. Ryan Hilliard, 3,794. Kat Kusick at 6,408. And number one, Millie Stewart with four applications, 7,662 for a grand total of 23,489 with 8 unique riders and 16 apps. Congratulations, team. Keep it going.
Awesome. And top 10 APV producers, we have Thomas Prouse. I think it's Zane. We're going to go by Zane. Zane Eric. Ryan Hilliard. Veronica Sanchez. Drake Stratton. Top 5, Stefan Brennis. Kat Kusick. Millie Stewart. Chris Trela. And number 1 was Bo Hirschfield with 10,573. And top 10 app count, we have Justin Diamond, Zane Eyrick, Ryan Hilliard with 2 apps, Joseph Compton, Stefan Brennis with 3 apps, Drake Stratton, Kat Kusick, Millie Stewart, Chris Trela, and Bo Hirschfield tied all for first place with 4 applications. Congratulations. And top agency builders, top 3, Drake Stratton, agency 16,785, 11 apps. Bo Hirschfield, 22,065 with 11 apps. And Brennis agency, 23,489, 16 applications. And key leaders, we have Jessica Jackson, 2263 with 3 apps. Kat Kusick, 6408 with 4 apps. And Jason Powers, 8830 with 5 apps. And team leaders, we have Ashton Hart, 3,000 with 2 apps. And Veronica Sanchez, 5349 with 1 application. And this is the top 20 APV producers for April. So I'm not going to just read all of it right now since we have a special guest. But congratulations to all the agents so far. And we still have 2 weeks to go. So let's finish the month strong. And I wanted to share this slide real quick. Kinmaster Agency top 5 carriers for March. This is based on net placed APV. Look at this one. We have number 5, American Amicable, 27,000. Foresters Financial, 35,000. Mutual of Omaha with 43,800. Transamerica. Do you know it used to be number 7 or 8? Number 2 now, 61,600. And Americo, 75,385. So why do I show you this? Because I want to show you which carrier is producing the most business for a master agency. And this is based on net percentage ratio. What does that mean? Compared to what we have submitted, how much actually gets placed. So for us, top 5, American Amicable with 71%, Americo with 76%, Foresters Financial with 78%, United Home Life with 87%, and Transamerica with 90%. That's an incredible number. So if you're wanting to write business that actually gets placed, these are the carriers that you should focus on. And now, finally, we're going to get to the highlight of this call. We have our special guest. Actually. Let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and we're going to go ahead and find Brian and Lucas, and I'm going to go ahead and pin. Everybody can see. So yeah, I want to just go ahead and introduce Brian. Brian is a Chief Leadership Development Officer of Symmetry/Quility. And I just want to thank Brian for taking his time. He's a super busy man, helping all the leaders in Symmetry to jump on this call for us. And Brian has been like a lighthouse for a lot of the Symmetry leaders who is just working to become a better leader. And very thankful for all the work he puts into helping people to develop into that leadership. And so excited to have you. And we appreciate you, Brian.
Well, Sean and Amanda, couldn't imagine a better place to be. And anytime, I'm never too busy for you all. And got just when you think about Sean and Amanda, I think high integrity, I think principles, I think culture, I think effective, I think the list can go on. And it's because I've had enough proximity and time working with Sean and Amanda to see it real time played out. So you all are in an amazing place. I know you've had that figured out. You're surrounded by some amazing leaders and amazing people that can give you insight and experience that is really irreplaceable. So super glad that you're here, and always great to see the Brenes clan as well in terms of other highly principled, hard charging, just relentless servant leaders. Just so grateful for all of you. I know I feel like there's, is it Landry? Who's coming up to AOA soon? One of y'all is coming up
Yeah,
on.
Landry and
Yeah.
Drake both.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you both there, and just incredible group of people here. And I've had just the chance to see it. And Lucas Eckert, who's with me, I as soon as Sean and I were talking about a potential topic, and we said, hey, let's talk about some data and PerformDash. Lucas is the guy to be. I'll quickly turn into his wingman, as you'll see in a minute. But Lucas is our senior director of business intelligence, and just such a heart to equip you all with the information that you need to drive performance in your agencies. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I want to talk to you about why you should listen to this first. Oh shoot, I don't think I can share. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out if
Oh,
my
yeah.
audio shares in a minute.
Yeah, we can actually see your screen.
Cool, cool. Well, I'm going to share a video, so if it doesn't work in a minute. So, listen, here's what I think Lucas and I really truly believe this, that if you use tools such as PerformDash and other data tools, obviously we have Opt, we have HQ dashboards. I won't read through all of this, but I will tell you that the research is very, very clear that you're going to grow. You're going to grow your business. The numbers of the business are the language of the business. You need to understand the numbers of the business. And true confession, I'm not naturally a numbers guy. I'm not naturally a math guy. When I was in eighth grade, I won a contest for guessing how many jelly beans were in a jar. And this stood out to me because that was the same year I lost the spelling bee to a friend of mine named Alvin Lin, who went to Harvard. So I didn't feel too bad losing the spelling bee to Alvin Lin, who went to Harvard. But this contest, I just knew I was going to get this because my skill set around this stuff is more intuition first before data. And so I looked at this jar of jelly beans and I did a quick, literally in 30 seconds or less, mental math. I kind of counted the numbers of panels I think went around this cylinder, how many deep these jelly beans went, and I estimated how many were in a panel. I did a little quick math, and I wrote down like 2,058 jelly beans, and it ended up there were 2,059 jelly beans, right? So that's like my skill set is like, I don't know what you call that, intuitive luck or something. But I've had to learn the numbers of the business. I've had to learn how to understand information and data. That's all data. Don't get scared by all this talk about data. It's just information. And I've had to learn how to apply those things in a business setting. When you do that, I promise you, and we've tried to make that as simple as possible, not only through PerformDash, but other tools that Lucas and his team work on, by kind of chunking it out step by step. Research shows you're going to have improved sales performance. You're going to get 23% higher win rates when you start tracking your set, seen, sold metrics, things like that. Quicker decision making when you look at the problems and you could identify problems more quickly. I always like to say a problem well defined is a problem half solved. And when you could do that more quickly, data helps you do that. You can increase your revenue. How many of us don't want more money in the pocket? I've never heard anyone say no to that. What we say no to sometimes is the hard work to get there. And even sometimes when we talk about data and information, you do have to do a little work to understand what you need to understand. But once you're there, man, you'll get into a flywheel. And then just overall accountability. You can see where you're missing it and see where you're making it. So I want to just show you briefly, and we'll see if this video shares the volume because I want to start with a video. But in our LMS, we just recently added a certification for the first phase of PerformDash. So the good news is you're not alone. And if you click on that certification, it will let you go in here and start a certification on PerformDash, which is great. And it takes you step by step through that Activate dashboard. And let's see if we can hear the volume on this, because I think it'd be worth you getting a taste of the quality of things that we build behind the scenes that help you understand and utilize these tools. So I'm going to click play, and I'll probably hit pause. That's the only way I'll know if you can hear this. So let's try this out here.
Running your business without the right data can feel overwhelming.
Good.
PerformDash Activate gives you a single place to see exactly what's driving your results, so you can focus on what matters most. Each section of PerformDash was designed to answer a key question in your business. Income goal. Am I on track financially? Counting what counts. Am I putting in the work that leads to results? Lead marketplace. Which leads are performing best for me? Total aggregate close ratios. How effectively am I turning opportunity into income? PerformDash isn't just numbers on a screen. It's your business coach, helping you know where to focus, how to adjust, and when to scale.
All right, get a little taste of
That's awesome, Brian.
yeah, the step-by-step process. And you just literally can walk through this certification, and my screen's not wanting to load. Oh, because I'm on that screen. It will take you through some really fun interactives, step by step, how to access it, what it is.
Bringing it
and,
all together.
Whoops, it'll
Your
even
path to certification.
it'll even talk to you on the way down. My favorite part is this game we have in here called PerformDash Cash. Sean and Amanda, you live in Vegas.
Yeah.
How many of you don't want to bet some money on your knowledge, right? So after the certification at the end, we got a game here where you can bet on yourself. Did you actually learn how to use PerformDash Activate? So it's a lot of fun, and we put things in place to try to help you do that. So after today, Lucas and I are going to share what we can share, but I will say this. That certification just for this first phase of PerformDash, super helpful. And then also the blue eyes that you see in this dashboard. Typically, I'd say the vast majority of questions that we get, we've answered in the blue eyes. But it's okay. We want you today to poke around, ask questions that can be helpful, and we'll go from there. I'll do one final thought, and then I'm going to ask Lucas a question, and then we can even see if you all have any questions, even as we start, because we want this to be interactive. So there are 3 dashboards you can see right here that we have active now. We have the Activate dashboard, which, by the way, corresponds with Summit. So the Activate phase of Summit is if you're a brand new agent all the way through your team leader promotion. So everything that's in the Activate phase is basically, as a new agent, what the leaders of this company and those that put this together would say, hey, these are the important things you need to track and understand. Once you become a team leader to key leader, team leader and key leader, we have a dashboard in here that tracks the most important metrics for you there, including your AO month, your AO run metrics, right? I always love coming back here because it helps me see that quick shot no matter where someone's at in the business. And once you're an agency owner, you've got a much more in-depth, complex dashboard with all kinds of information that you'd want to see as an agency owner. So 3 levels of dashboard, but keep this in mind. Our passion for this product and developing this was to show you what you need to know when you need to know it. Think of it like horse blinders. If we got any horse people in here, it's like we don't want you to, think you've got to master the whole metrics of the business at every single level. We want you to just have bite-sized chunks as you're going along. So with that said, I want to jump into the elephant in the room question that we've been asked before. Lucas, you know where I'm going with this more than likely. Because here's some feedback we got. We always want feedback. We always want to improve. I we've heard like, oh, B-dubs, man, I've been meaning to get into that PerformDash thing, but I just go to Opt, or I'm just used to going to HQ, or I track my own data. So Lucas, first of all, like help this group understand, and we have people at different levels here, like why would I want to use PerformDash specifically as as a set of dashboards versus the other tools that may still be helpful. So fire away, Lucas. Would love to have
Yeah,
your
yeah, it's a great question. So the way I like to kind of frame it is my job on the corporate side is to answer questions on data, right? I'm held accountable for that. Um, and in that way, I'm kind of running my own business like you guys are. So first off, why would I use PerformDash, not Op? One, it's faster, and two, it's everything that you need, at least the critical stuff in one place. So whereas Opt, you have to go, if you want to see placed, you got to go run a snapshot. You want to see leads, you got to go to your lead assignments. Applications, you got to go to applications. If Brandon or somebody comes to me to answer a question, or in this case, if Sean or your AO comes to you and asks a question, having everything in one place is critical. And that's really the big thing about PerformDash. It's new, fast, high tech, and all in one place for sure.
love it. Um, so here's the second question, and then we'll get into like some step by step, looking at a couple sections here. Um, so there what you see in PerformDash is sometimes different from what you see in Opt, and those are many questions we've fielded about that, right? Like, oh, I'm looking at it says this in Opt, it says this in PerformDash. And again, we don't want to go in the weeds too far down the road there, but Lucas, how would you just help people think about that? Because let's just say it like that is going to be the case, it's expected, but why would it be different from Opt to PerformDash, and why is that okay?
Yeah. So, and again, I'll frame it kind of in my professional role here.
Yeah.
So the data that you guys that is loading for you guys in HQ in PerformDash is coming from the same source that I rely on to pull data for Brandon and the executives. Okay. So I'll just put that out there. I'm not using Audit. Some of the reasons why there can be differences is one, PerformDash is very strictly a point in time dashboard, right? Last week, last month, or month to date. Opt, you've got full range. You can go in there and pull different because it's a CRM. You can pull different date ranges. So the date ranges, the Saturday to Friday that you guys might be, some new people might not be used to that, but Symmetry runs on a Saturday to Friday for a business week. Those periods can get mixed up. And then the other one, not to pick on Opt because we all love Opt, but came up the other day. Somebody said, "Hey, my PerformDash is like, I don't know. It's showing that I didn't submit 10K, and that was the big deal, right? Because they wanted to hit the 10K. PerformDash is showing 10K, but Opt isn't. So what's the deal? Come to find out, going to Opt had mistakenly set the APV for one application. It wasn't a big app, but it was enough to put them over the edge to 0. So in that instance right there, Opt was wrong. So we had to go, send a message to Opt and have them fix it. That's just one example. There's many, but hopefully that helps. Definitely some of the big ones.
Yeah. And let me answer one more question in the chat that, Frank, I'm really glad you went there because I was going to go there next for a couple reasons. So like the question was, how often is it updated, once daily, weekly, or real time? I wish it was real time. And man, the minute Lucas is leading the charge in business intelligence so well, like when we can do it, we'll do all that we can do to get as real time as possible, right? That's kind of the holy grail, I think, if we can get there. So, and this is where we get into like, my iPhone doesn't do everything for me. I wish it could, I don't know, do my dishes or something, but it doesn't do that, right? PerformDash doesn't do everything, but it does give you a snapshot in time. So, a couple things. Number one, it refreshes. Think about it like every Tuesday morning, you should wake up and it should the Keebler elves worked overnight with their little magic and it refreshed by the next morning. So and because of that, and I'm just going to show you in transparency something right now. So right now, the data isn't showing on one of the most utilized parts of PerformDash right now is this leadership section. So when you hit team leader, you've got, and I wish it was populated. You've got positive energy, which the team rates the upline on. How's this person doing? In this case, Omar Diaz, I picked on. He's crushing it. Like he's a positive energizer. and you could click on that blue eye and see what exactly that means, what we're measuring. If that was lower, for leaders, I say this needs to be 80% or above at all times. If you're below 80, then I would click on that blue eye or reach out to me and say, hey, B-Dubs, how can I work on this quality? But we've put some things here that you can actually just self-develop on your own. Now, these aren't here probably, so, sometimes something doesn't load as expected. I'm suspecting because the survey just went out and it's tonight it has to do its Keebler elf thing and get it rocking and rolling. But here's a good transparent moment. If tomorrow you're a leader, you log in and you're like, man, the data's not showing, submit a support ticket, because sometimes it happens where, I don't know, how would I say it, Lucas? Some algorithm didn't fire and load correctly, and we need to check
Yep.
on it. Yeah,
Yep.
a bug. So no worries. But this I've seen more commonly happen around the time of the survey. So keep an eye on that. But all to say, here's a way to think about it, because I'm going to show you something really cool. So it refreshes Tuesday, and then on your business week, you need to be thinking about your business week from effectively from, what is it, Lucas, for
Saturday
uploading
to
that
so
Saturday.
Saturday to the Friday.
Yeah, Saturday to Friday. Okay. So here's why that's important. You have the ability, let me just get out of there so I can do it. Hopefully. There we go. You have the ability to download you have the ability to custom, put in information, which we'll show you in a minute, like in Counting What Counts, and even external lead sources if you want to track that and do some analysis over time. You have the ability to go in here and do that, which makes this very, very unique. So we're pushing out as much data as we possibly can. And our goal would be, if we had all this data, we would just push it out to you, right? You wouldn't have to do the manual thing. But in the absence of that, let's just take Counting What Counts, where you're uploading your leads received, your contacts, appointments booked, and sat if you're tracking manually. Let's just say I wanted to look at that for the last, for the month of February, or I wanted to look at it for a weekly time period, right? From a particular week. I could click on whatever sections I want to see from that dashboard, and I could download that data, and it'll download it into an Excel sheet, and you could take a look at that trend. You could do some analysis with, AI or whatever you're using to do that. Hopefully, lots to take advantage of nowadays. But that runs, so the business week for PerformDash is Saturday to Friday. So by Friday night, you should think, if you're using this to its full extent, by 11:59 p.m., hopefully that nobody's doing that, but you're like, oh shoot, I'm going to run over there and I forgot to put an appointment book, so I'm going to put, 6. I got 6 appointments booked, because it's actually locking in that data, and it's actually going to track that for you so that you have it. And that was a feature that our uh, leaders at the time when we built this wanted to see in place. So hopefully that helps. We wish it was real time. And then also, Lucas, maybe we could speak to the weekly and the monthly, how sometimes those are, we think about business month on some of this data, but I think there are times where it's like a rolling average on certain things. Is that the case? And maybe that's too far to go for today, but like it's not necessarily going to show you like January, February. It will in this section,
Yeah,
for example, but there's a lot of it's just going to be like the last month or the last week. Is that fair?
that's exactly right. Yeah. So you'll have some areas like the production tracking that B-Dubs just hovered
Yeah.
over. That's always just going to be prior month. That's like your snapshot from Opt, although you get a lot more here. Whereas others will be, hey, this is just what we did the prior month. But for the most part, you're looking at a prior business period.
Yeah. So if you're a leader working with a new agent and you want to see, you want to have a coaching session and you want like a one-stop shop to kind of check in on how things are going, here's a great place to come. Be like, oh, okay, well, February, this obviously needs to refresh to March, but we've got, we submitted 36, and this is just production, right? So this is one of our higher producers, right? So place 33, APV per app, reversal rate, issue rate, amazing, right? So this is a healthy, healthy situation for this particular agent. So lots of potential, lots of stuff to do, and so we'll keep going on a tour in a minute, but I do want to pause and see if there are any questions or comments. So even if you put it in the chat, No, it does not track call time. So thanks. That's a good. It's going. In fact, we're going to need to update the switchboard section at a certain point here because that's from switchboard activate, and many people are moving on to funnel and or maybe just using other resources. But yeah,
Yeah, I think Brian, what's incredible is when we joined like 9 years ago or so, we literally didn't have an HQ or any of it's literally just opt at that time. And we were just sent like a script and some videos to watch. But it's just amazing how much Symmetry Cooley have evolved to use the data to help agents. And I feel like this is amazing because it's easier for you to track your business, how much you're actually issuing, how profitable you are. And you don't have to go in to do everything. You just plug in and you're
correct.
going to be able to get the results. So I think this is
Yeah,
amazing for agents to track their business.
100%. Yeah, and put a. Let me just see who if I'm alone. Like, put a one in the chat if I got like a C in contemporary math in my first try at college before I went back. I'm not. Who's my non-math people that you start talking about numbers and you're like scared and get nervous about spreadsheets, right? Okay, 111. Yep, I'm with you, Jessica. Right. I mean, I take some comfort. Like I'm that person and I'm so passionate about Perform Dash. And I actually am like, oh, I can pretty much understand. Sometimes I'll get stumped, but if I can use it, I feel like, believe me, on the math front, it's a learned skill for me, right? Y'all can do it. So I want to point out one more thing, because like here, let's look at this first dashboard, okay? This activate dashboard. Um, there's a fair amount, like it's a little, there's a lot here, right? Relatively. You could say, I mean, it's what, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. It's nine boxes, right? I know in the business we keep it simple, and hopefully I did that math right. That's embarrassing. Um, right? We have two boxes, production and recruiting. Production. So there's nine boxes. But again, you come in here, you take a tour, like what is total aggregate close ratio, right? Okay, well, here you've got, descriptions of how we're, calculating those things. And for some of you, you're going to be like, oh man, that's still over my head. Great. I mean, talk to your mentor. If they don't have the answer, they can talk to their mentor. But the simplicity of this dashboard, and Lucas, why don't you go ahead and walk us through? I can play, I'll play the scribe. Walk us through like the income goal to submit, how that all works, just so people can track with that.
So this is actually, to me, this still is really my favorite part about this dashboard, because I'm not in sales, obviously, not never have been. It's always baffled me, like, so Quility pays me a salary, that's great. I know what I'm going to get, and it's always baffled me. It's like, man, how do you get into this business not knowing what you're gonna, or even have an idea really of how to make money?
Mhm.
And so we kind of struggled with that for a while. Worked with our data science team, so yeah, he's going to pull up how it's calculated. I won't go into too much detail,
Yeah.
but we used real data on close rates, premium per app, time to close, kind of what each agent at each cohort, like a typical agent, like an 80 versus a 130 level, was doing to be able to predict the submit needed to make a certain amount of money. So that algorithm runs in the background, but to me, that's really exciting. So if a BWC is at 10,000, perfect. Whatever level Omar is at, and remember, it's specific to levels.
Yep.
If you're at a 120, you're going to have to submit less to make this same amount as an 80% agent. It's telling you right here, 10,000 for Omar. He needs to submit 17,000. It says
Whoop.
is
Frozen. Sorry, you said it says, and then you froze up. Rewind a bit.
oh, okay. Sorry. Um, so basically, what we're looking at here is 10,000. Omar wants to make $10,000. He clearly sees I need to submit about 17 grand to make that at my contract level, which is cool.
Which, by the
And
way, we did cash. I know you're probably getting here, but I want to call it out because it's one thing I get excited about. We did this as like cash in the bank, and we explain this here. We don't include the months 10, 11, 12. It's like you're coming in the business and you need $10,000 in your bank account. For most people, it's like you think about what you need and what you want. That's important, by the way. What do I need to pay my bills? What do I want to make? And let's just say you're like, man, I need $4,000 in my bank account, right? That's how this is calculated. So Omar, if he's like, I need 4 grand, he's got to submit 6839. and that will be, again, it's not maybe going to be perfect to the dollar, but very close to what he needs to get $4,000. And then months, that's the 75% advance, right, Lucas?
Yeah,
So
75%.
so we did it like practically with that in mind, not thinking about what you're going to get later. Okay.
Wow.
And the idea too that 6,839, it's not to the penny like
Yeah.
B-Dubs was saying, but the idea for me, like me being able to come in here if I was going to be an agent and get into sales, this I would desperately want to know this.
Yeah.
Like I would want to know I roughly to pay my bills, I need to submit around $6,000-7,000. Great. I know what I need to do. The other part of that, and Catherine just asked in the chat, this is like gross. So me being salaried, this is my pre-tax income. So lead spend, if you need to make 4,000 and you need exactly 4,000, but you need to spend 400 on leads, you need to plan on making 4,400. So it's a gross number.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, um, yeah. Any other questions before we go on? Because this always raises questions. We want to be interactive and serve you well. And again, the good news on this first one is you got a certification to go through that's going to help you think about it even more deeply. So,
I have a quick question. So that's going off of submit, and I know you're tracking based on just averages of other agents. Is there a way to see like how much placed, or is it just going off of the percentages of what usually is placed from submit?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Landry. It's going again we didn't just do a blanket um analysis. It was per typical agent at each level, their net place percentages.
yeah, you'd have to. It'd be like you think about a lead measure and like you'd now get to see that after the fact, right? What was placed in this section, right, Lucas?
The actuals, yeah, but
Yeah.
we don't actually show you like a predicted place, Landry, but just so you know, it's based on a very typical net place percentage for each agent.
What's really cool because I want to hit all groups in here. Whoops, 1 second. We do show a predicted place in one part. My favorite dashboard, of course,
Yep.
is this second dashboard. And what's really cool about this is this one is like if you're a team leader to key leader, man, I would just challenge you. Like I would be doing a weekly check-in on this just to like set my mind because it's got your most important production stats. How is my personal production, agency production, total production, unique writers. I could scroll and see it for the week versus the month. And then recruiting and onboarding stats, activation stats. But this one here, which is your agency owner tracker, what these numbers are, and we explain, what the uh, tracker is giving you a view into. This is measuring like to hit AO, right? You need 6 unique writers. So that's what that number 6 is. Obviously, Omar's higher than a key leader or team leader. So he's got 35. You need 4 direct. So we're showing you that. Uh, Submit 50 and place 30, right? That's kind of a gauge. So you can check, like, am I on track for that AO promotion? This one's really cool because what Lucas did was he put in here your projected net placed based on whatever secret math in the catacombs of business intelligence calculates that. But that's pretty cool to me to see like, oh, that's about your projected net place for that month. And of course, then we have a leadership section, which is my favorite because that's my swim lane proper. But yeah, really, really amazing, underutilized resource for sure. But we also understand it takes times like this to be able to really think about how could I leverage this best for my business? What is it? How can I use it? And so on. So other questions though. Let's go with the questions. I know Lucas, you might have to pop off, so I want to be careful with you. I can ride if you got a 1:30. So other questions? Did I lose the sound? Are we good?
I'm not hearing anything, not seeing anything in the chat either.
Oh, good.
Good. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Another thought that I wanted to share before we kind of maybe wrap up. So the dashboard is as valuable as you make it on one side of the coin. And then other times it's as valuable as you're using the things in here. And it mostly applies to this first dashboard. Because like, for example, you look at this Quality Lead Marketplace section, which is really, really cool. You should read through this. And, we put a lot of Q&A in here about what you're seeing. and let's just call it, right? Like you come over here and you're like NA, which stands for not applicable, right? So no mortgage protection A leads for mail-ins for Omar, but okay, so he bought one um, B or C lead. It cost him 1825. What's cool here is it's showing you your top performer close ratio against if your close ratio on that particular lead if it's there. This in this case, Omar hasn't closed that lead yet, so there's nothing to see there. But yeah, it's really great. So here he bought four call-ins. Typically, it takes some time, right, Lucas, for those to get calculated or in the life of the lead. I can't remember the close ratio timeline off the top of my head, but I think we explain that in here about maybe the timeline for calculating.
Like the 12 weeks
Yeah.
periods. Yep, definitely could have not had enough time to close for sure.
Yeah. So great stuff. But sometimes it's not going to be, if you're not using Switchboard, this part's not going to be applicable. So you just got to use what's relevant to you. And even if if you're a brand new agent, if you just started with this section and reviewing your production snapshot, as well as, I mean, you got a place to take notes if you want to, the self-leadership surveys that go out for you to fill out to give you some personal reflective information to kind of see where you're at if you're answering honestly. That can be a great resource as well. And you click on the blue eye and all kinds of resources there that that we put in for you to go over to Summit and learn some stuff there, some book recommendations and so on. So great resource. Hopefully it fired a little passion for y'all today to dig in, but we're glad to be here to kind of share a little bit about PerformDash and all it can do.
Yeah, that's awesome, Brian. I have not used PerformDash to the fullest potential yet. So we're going to start using that, and I think our leaders and our producers will too. And I think it's amazing because like the lead types, there's so many lead types. Sometimes agents go like, oh, I don't know which lead is best, but showing like the typical close ratio, top producer close ratio, it kind of tells us which one we can focus on and help us achieve that income goal. So thanks for showing, Brian and Lucas.
You bet.
Absolutely.
Great stuff there. Yes, thank you all. And
yeah, and then everyone, let's show some love for Brian and Lucas. Put some one on the chat and appreciate your time. And we're super excited. And I'm gonna see you at the AOA, Brian.
We'll be there.
Yeah, we'll both be there.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
Andrew and Drake will be there. So
can't wait. Looking forward to it. And yeah, y'all have a wonderful week and reach out. And when you have questions, issues, PerformDash stuff, some support ticket. What's the best way, Lucas, support ticket to your team? I can't remember. Or Kate first. Yeah.
Yep, it'll be in there. PerformDash support tickets. They can go to Kate or myself, but it'll guide you to the right place.
Love it.
All
right.
Thank
Semper
you.
Fi, Brennis. Talk to you guys soon. Cheers.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Let's utilize some of this tool. Go and get that go to LMS. So let me just show you that real quick because we have some new agents that don't know how to get there. So when you go to hq.quility.com, this is how you can go to do the certification courses for you to get your annuity certification, IUL, infinite banking, but now with the PerformDash. So on the hq.quility.com, let me go ahead and snooze this. On the left side, there's a Quility University. You scroll down, click the LMS. It's Learning Management System. You click Go to LMS. It's going to open up the system here. And when you click Go to Training Center, there's Funnel, Lead Stream, Navigator, PerformDash. So this is what Brian was talking about today. So I would recommend you to go through this to help you track your business. And then when you scroll down, if you want to learn about leads, you can do that. And when you scroll down further under product solutions, you can do level 1 annuity, level 2 annuity, level 3 annuity certification, debt-free life certification, final expense, infinite banking, IUL, Live Well Plus, which is an infinite banking product that is proprietary to Quility with Foresters, and learn all these things. These are all available to you. Incredible tools. And this is how you click on it. And I love these trainings because it gives you the material to study and it gives you quizzes. So you're retaining your information and it allows you to sell annuities as well. So take a look at all these tools, okay? All right. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.